After the failure of the first Blackfyre rebellion, Aegor Rivers fled to the free cities of Essos. He served a year with the Second Sons before leaving to create the Golden Company, made up mainly of exiled lords and knights and their sons. They quickly gained their reputation after Quohor refused to honor a contract, so they sacked the city. Bittersteel refused to support Daemon Blackfyre's third son, also called Daemon II, in his failed attempt at a second rebellion. Instead, he chose to support Haegon, Daemon's fourth son, and after crowning him Haegon I, Bittersteel launched the third Blackfyre rebellion. At this time, Aerys I ruled Westeros, after his father King Daeron died in the Great Spring Sickness. The precise details of the battle are unknown, but what is known is that along with the forces of House Lannister, Prince Maekar led the Targaryen army. His sons also fought in the war. Aerion Brightflame and a young Aegon, or Egg, is said to have showed his courage during the battle. Also, the second duel between Bittersteel and his half-brother Blood Raven took place. By the end, Haegon admitted defeat. He surrendered and gave up his sword, only to be dishonorably killed. Since the sword Blackfyre is never mentioned again after the first rebellion, and since Haegon had been crowned king by Bittersteel, there's a chance that this in fact was the legendary sword of Aegon the Conqueror. But as far as we know, the sword's current whereabouts are unknown. Bittersteel was taken alive and brought in chains to the Red Keep. He was tried and found guilty of high treason. Aerion and Bloodraven urged Aerys to have him executed, but the king spared his life and ordered Bittersteel to take the Black and to be sent to the Wall. As there were still Blackfyre supporters at court, word got out to the rebels and they intercepted the ship carrying Aegor Rivers to Eastwatch by the sea. Bittersteel was freed and he returned to Tyrosh. But before the year ended, he crowned Haegon's eldest son, Daemon III. In the year 233 AC, a great council was called to decide who would inherit the crown after the death of King Maekar. Haegon's younger brother Aenys, the fifth son of Daemon Blackfyre I, rode from exile in Tyrosh and peacefully announced his claim, hoping to win the Iron Throne with words, since swords had failed his family members 3 times already. Bloodraven, hearing of this, offers him safe passage to King's Landing so he could present his claim in person. Once he arrived, he was seized by the Goldcloaks and dragged to the Red Keep, where he was beheaded. The head was then presented to the Lords of the Great Council as a warning to any remaining Blackfyre sympathizers. The death of his uncle enraged Daemon III, and just as the 6-year winter was ending, he decided to make the crossing. With Bittersteel and the Golden Company at his back, Daemon landed at Massey's Hook in the Crown Lands. King Aegon himself rode out to meet them with his 3 sons, and Sir Duncan the Tall, now a member of the King's Guard. The 2 armies faced each other in the Battle of the Wendwater Bridge. The rebels suffered a shattering defeat. Then Sir Duncan the Tall faced Daemon III in single combat, and was slain by Dunk. Bittersteel again managed to escape and fled back to Essos. The Loyalists lost less than 100 men, although one of the dead was Sir Tion Lannister, Tywin's uncle. The losses on the Blackfyre side, however, were numerous, with their casualties reportedly filling the river. Sometime later, Bittersteel died in combat during a skirmish between Tyrosh and Myr. Despite all this, the Blackfyre line still had not perished, and another descendant of Daemon years later would again invade Westeros for the last rebellion.